I hate being right. I just saw another video of a black person refusing the injections of a newborn. This one, the other one, they kicked him out the hospital, right? They kicked the mother and the father out of the hospital because the father was there. Now, this situation, I'm not exactly sure who was with her. But watch this.
Hey everybody, my name is Miosha Williams, and I want to first and foremost say thank you so much to everybody who decided to help support me last minute. You didn't have to, and I greatly appreciate you. I am fighting for my children's lives right now. I had my son a week ago, and my plan was to have a natural home birth. I had a midwife on deck, but unfortunately, circumstances prevented me from going forward with my home birth. When I went into labor, I went to New York Presbyterian Cornell Hospital. They then decided to threaten me because I chose to have a lotus birth and keep my son's placenta attached. I made it clear I did not want eye drops, and I also made it clear that I did not want to consent to giving my son the vitamin K shot. I was clear on the dangers. I was clear that it had a black box warning, and I was not willing to put my son's life in jeopardy. As a result of me opting out and not consenting to doing the vitamin K shot in the hospital, they called Child Protective Services on me while I was in the hospital after having a cesarean section more than 17 times. They sent Child Protective Services to my family's home while I was on the hospital bed to check out my very first son. They threatened me because my first son did not receive the vitamin K shot. They made false allegations against me, which can be proven not to be true. My son has had a clean bill of health. He is 8 days old right now, and a judge just ordered from family court that I must administer the vitamin K shot by Tuesday, 8/27, no later than, or I will be remanded. My children will be remanded, and I will lose custody of them because I chose not to consent for the vitamin K. Since I was admitted into the hospital, I tried to make it clear to hospital staff the benefits and the safety of giving my son oral vitamin K. They refused to listen. They chose to act as if it wasn't even an option. I knew my right to informed consent. They told me I didn't have any, and they had the right to take my son from me at will. They basically stripped me of all of my rights and said that I had no choice, but I was still discharged by CPS, who found that there was no case of medical neglect. They discharged me on Monday, but ended up taking me to court by Thursday. How did that happen? I have no clue. But it was made clear that I didn't do anything wrong and I didn't do anything illegal, yet they still found a way to serve me in court with the threat of taking my children from me if I did not adhere to this vitamin K shot. I am asking everybody in whatever way you can provide assistance to me. This is last minute, but I did not expect this. They literally allowed me to be discharged from the hospital with a clean bill of health for me and my son without the shot, to then take me to court within a week of me being out of the hospital. I had no time to rest. My stitches are in jeopardy. I am trying to build up my milk supply. I am a United States Marine Corps veteran. I am the CEO of LifeWorks Academy, where I fight for everybody, parents, children, educators, no matter who you are. I am asking everybody out there to fight for me now. It's my turn, and I am fighting for my children's rights, and I am not willing to take this lying down. This is not acceptable. This is completely illegal and unconstitutional, and I need you guys to be on my side and fight this thing with me, please.
I am scrambling trying to get her information. Her Instagram is Miosha Williams. That's MEOSHA_Williams with an S at the end. And that's MEOSHA. Okay? I don't know too much more than that. But I do know that she said that she has court on, she has to know something by, she has to do something by Tuesday. The judge has ordered her to have this by Tuesday. If y'all know anything, help this woman. she said she was at Cornell. So she's got to be here in New York. So we talking New York State laws. See, why y'all was, I'm not going to say it. But remember I told y'all that they was trying to remove all exemptions because, was it Robert Kennedy's son was trying to go to court to at least, if your child already has developmental issues or concerns, that they were trying to get that, like an exemption, a religious exemption for that. Nope. So September, this is what's going on. Why they fighting so hard for these vaccines? Why they fighting so hard? If y'all know anything, help this woman. I don't know what to do. I knew this was coming, but it's like a train. It's coming at me and I don't know how to stop it. And yo, like, it make me not even want to have kids. I can't have no kids in here. They don't even want your child to get past 8 days. That's a problem. Help this woman, Miosha Williams. So it's official. June 13th, they have officially ended religious exemptions for vaccinations in New York, meaning that any child to attend any kind of daycare or any type of public school will now have to be vaccinated. As I discussed earlier, the only thing you can do right now is homeschool. Please, if you know, some people have given me information already, because I've definitely been like seeking out information on homeschooling children, homeschooling groups, homeschooling teachers, all types of things. So I'm kind of gathering and collecting this information for parents. So hit me up if you would like to see what I've gotten so far, and hit me up if you have any new information as well. But yes, this is the case. Now, what I thought was I saw a couple of things that I thought was very interesting, okay, about this situation. And I'm thinking to myself, how do I want to attack this right now? If you hear music in the background, pay no attention to it. My neighbors are playing music, and look, I was in the mood, so I wasn't gonna wait for their music to stop, and I ain't gonna stop their good time either, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna deal with it. It's okay, you can hear me. So anyway, you probably did not hear anything about this, because I remember what was prevalent on the news at the time. New York Assembly green lights driver's licenses for undocumented immigrants. Democrats in the state assembly approved a bill Wednesday that would allow undocumented immigrants to apply for a driver's license in New York, pressuring their Senate colleagues to do the same before the legislative session ends next week. The assembly voted 87-61 Wednesday afternoon in favor of the bill, which would allow driver's license applicants to use valid foreign documents, include foreign issued passports, to verify their identity with the Department of Motor Vehicles. Now, I'm going to give y'all a bit of advice. People who aren't here legally. And if you crazy enough to document the fact that you're undocumented here in the United States, you're dumb as hell. Okay? I mean, take some advice from a black person whose ancestors have been on this land dealing with these people for hundreds of years, okay? That would be silly of you. That's number one, to believe that you could put yourself on any government list and nobody come back to scoop you. That's just a bit of advice. Aside from that, I just think it's really, really interesting that people with foreign passports are getting rights and privileges before us. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be that way, but we're kind of dying here. We're kind of being pulled out of our cars here. We're kind of being shot in our cars here. We're kind of taking naps in our cars and being shot here. And I'm just questioning why that someone who doesn't live here, who does not have an American passport, gets any rights before I can just legally drive a car without the fear of being killed. So while they were distracting you with this, they were taking away your rights and privileges and forcing your poison in the veins of all of our children.